Hello aspirants, you're hearing to the aspirant voice. In this video, we are going to discuss about the China's bridge that is on the Pangong Lake. Pangong Lake. So we're going to discuss all about this current affair as a part of editorial analysis. You're hearing to the aspirant voice, and this is my initiative, the mains map. If you do like this series, please like, subscribe, and share, and also hit the bell icon. Here, I will teach you the important areas to be memorized, and the detailed notes will be given in my website, and the link will be provided in the description. So now let's discuss about this topic. Actually, China is building this bridge connecting the north and south banks of north and south banks of Pangangso Lake. So with it is actually doing within its own territory, that is in the China's territory. But due to this bridge, the mobility of the army like PLA's People's Liberation Army, it is China's army. Its troops can mobilize easily to the border, so they can bring more and more equipment to the border in case of tension situation. That is in the borders of India and China through the LAC. So this part, China overall infrastructure built up on its side of the line of actual control to address deficiencies that it has already observed in the recent standoff in May 2020. So now they thought that they need this bridge to cover. So technically this bridge is about 25 kilometers ahead of line of control. And the project has been ongoing for some time, which will shorten the entire distance by 140 to 150 kilometers for Chinese troops. And the bridge would give a direct access to the new bridge's largest advantage was intersector transportation, as it time would be greatly reduced. Traveling time, as I said you, distance reduced, traveling time reduced. And also because of this bridge is on the Chinese soil. Technically it is on the Chinese soil. Indian army can't question it, but we have to prepare with our infrastructure. That's it. But we can't question them because it is their side they are building. And India owns a third of 135-kilometer long boomerang shaped lake. Like see, the Pangong Lake is a boomerang shaped lake where India occupies 135-kilometer long boomerang shaped lake, and the rest is China, and China is building its bridge in this point. So in this way they are doing, and India can't do it. And also it sits around 14,000 feet above the sea water level, and the mountain spurs of Chang Chemo range. The range is Chang Chemo range. Its mountains were spun and they jut down and are known as fingers in the lake, which is a glacial melt. This lake is a glacial melt. Let's understand the significance of the Pangong Bridge. Technically, it will reduce the deployment time for China. So, as I said you, it will bring down at least 12-hour round trip for China's troops. Let me zoom it. It reduces the deployment time for China, and for the Chinese troops, it will reduce at least 12 hours time in deployment of their troops, as well as the equipment mobility. It will reduce the time, and also up to 3 to 4 hours. 500 meters long a bridge it is, so the width is 500 meters, and will reduce the duration of 3 to 4 hours. And the construction has been going for few months now, and due to which you have to address these tensions on the north bank in 2020, when the standoff between India and China happened. At that time, the initial tensions were on the north bank of Pangong Lake, with the PLA forces advancing up to finger four, finger four, and erecting permanent structures. In August 2020, though tensions on the South Bank erupted, it is not as high as North Bank. The Indian Army acquired a tactical advantage against People's Liberation Army, that is China's, on the South Bank in the late August 2020 by seizing many peaks that had been empty since 1962, giving them a commanding view of the Spangor Gap and Moldo area. As a result, China has begun to construct deep alternate roads behind friction areas, and that road is near LAC and over the Pangong So Lake. And official report that substantial construction of housing for troops closer to the LAC as well as road infrastructure for troops and mechanized force movement has taken place. So technically they are making the housing that is for the troops to stay for long time. Now what India's reaction? Events on the ground. So technically officials believe the bridge is well within Chinese territory as I said you. Now what India have to do? Infrastructure development. For its part, India has spent the last few years focused on forward-looking infrastructure development and boosting connectivity to those places, like roads. Sorry, like roads, bridges, and also development has done like special. Boosting connectivity to these places using tunnels too. Tunnels too. These are being built in large quantities. Now, India also advanced the winter stockings. That is, the army had completed advanced winter stocking for troops in forwarding regions ahead of the winter. That is, including food. That is, including the food, specialized fuel for the movement of the ammunition, and also the ammunition as well as a habitat and infrastructure maintenance and enhancement. While the disengagement and de-escalation process continues, the two armies are planning to stay in high altitude zones. In October, Army Chief of Staff General Manoj Narwane stated that if China want to stay at the LAC, we will as well. And when asked if they are considering an LOC like situation at the LAC, he stated we will be in an LOC kind situation but not as active as the LOC. While coming to the eastern Ladakh, the situation is as follows like ready development and establishment of buffer zones. There is a phase of disengagement at that place. Military and diplomatic level negotiations happened at that time, and since the severe clash, the two sides have conducted two phases of disengagement from both banks of Pangong So in February and Gogra in August in the year 2020. In addition, 21, sorry. In addition to Galwan, hot springs. Hot springs, as well as the Demcocks, Demchocks, sorry, and Dipsang are three further places of friction that have yet to be resolved. Now, the ready development, at the same time, the two armies plan to retain nearly 1 lakh soldiers at LAC. On both sides of them, and establishment of the buffer zone is being planned. That is, the two parties also agreed to halt on patrolling in the disengaged regions and the establishment of buffer zones until both sides debate a restart through diplomatic and military negotiations. India has demanded a complete de-escalation of the situation in eastern Ladakh, including disengagement from all sources of conflict, de-escalation, and the development of new protocols. This is all about China's bridge over Pangong So and the current status of Indian stand at the LAC through the line of actual control. I hope you do like this video. If you do like this video, please like this, and also subscribe to my channel so that you will get many more analysis like this. And then you please share to your friends so that they will also take advantage from this initiative. And the notes for this topic will be provided in my website, and the link will be given in the description. Thank you.